Hey guys, what's up? What is up? It's me. It's me. You know who? It's your middleman CEO, Sean John. Welcome to the channel. Uh, so I try to do these as often as I can. So whenever I take a break from what I'm normally doing, I would come and tap in with you guys and try to give you like all the best content I could give you because my goal for this channel is to give some relevant information to you so that you could use it the same way I did to change your life the same way I changed my life. So, uh, homeless, from homeless to starting a middleman business to growing that business to which would hopefully is going to be $350,000 this year. So I've never dreamed that I could make $350,000 in a year, especially coming from somebody who grew up very poor, who was in the struggle lane, the fast lane of the struggle life, and come from a family who didn't make much money, and that's my story, and I know it's a lot of people's stories. Probably is you. It's probably your story as well. And I came from a position where I didn't grow up around money. I wish I did, but I didn't. I didn't grow up in a household where money was talked about in a positive sense. I've always heard like negative things about money. That's how you know when you're really, really poor. You always hear like negative stuff about money. You always hear make ends meet, rob Peter to pay Paul, extensions on bills, disconnect notices, eviction notices, stuff like that. All of those things, we can't afford it. We don't have the money. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think? I'm made out of money. All those and on and on. All of those words come from a very, very poor vocabulary. And so I like right now when I'm talking to people or when I'm talking to family, I try to avoid those things and I try to redirect people to not talk like that, not counsel yourself that way, but to think positively about money because money, believe it or not, is a good thing. Money can be exchanged to give you a good life, right? If you have enough money, you can buy the house you want to live in. If you have enough money, you can buy the car you want to drive. If you have enough money, you can live in the neighborhood you want to live in. Your kids can go to the best schools, right? You can get the best medical treatment. So don't let anybody tell you or downplay the importance of having money. Now, do you have to have $1 million a year to do this? No, right? I know millionaire is like the go-to word, and as sure as I get on here, I'm telling you that probably most people who start a middleman business won't become, $1 million a year businesses. And that's fine. But you have a really good chance to become a $250,000 a year business, a $500,000 a year business. I don't know about you, but I like having a $500,000 a year business. I would have no complaints about that. And so that's why I'm open with you. I share my goals with you because I want you guys to see that I'm just a normal guy who went through some hard times and decided the direction of my life needed to change. I made that decision. Hey, look, I cannot go this way. This is not going to provide wealth for me, for my family. It's not going to give us freedom. Our finances are always in the toilet. And I'm just tired of flushing, baby. And so I just made up in my mind, look, I got to do something different because the same thing I'm doing over and over, repeating this broke cycle, I'm not going to get anywhere with this, right? And so I just want to encourage you that wherever you are, you still got a chance, you still got an opportunity. As long as there's breath in your body, and you're physically able to do things, then you don't have to stay where you are. You can get up, you can get moving in the direction of success. Nobody's going to stop you from doing it. The only person in the way is you. And so if you make up your mind, hey, I want to live a certain life, I want to look a certain way, I want to live a certain way, I want to eat the best things, then you got to start making more money, right? So for a lot of you, your only source of income right now is a job. And what I try to convey to you or get you to understand is because you have the job, which is not a bad thing, and that job gives you a paycheck, it's kind of gotten you from focusing or keeping your attention away from, hey, you do understand that something can happen to this job and you lose it, right? Anything can happen and your job goes away. Well, what do you do now? So that's the main question I'm always asking people is, hey, if anything happens to your one source of income, that's the danger of only relying on a job for your income. Well, if anything happens to your main source of income, one source of income, what happens to you? Where does that leave you? More importantly, where does that leave your kids? Where does that leave your family? What are you going to pass down? Because we don't want to be passing down generational poverty. We're done with that. We're done with passing down poverty to our kids. We're done with taking our lack and giving it to them. It ain't a gift. That's not a good thing, right? It's not a gift, it's punishment, right? And when we tell our kids, hey, grow up, save up your money, get good credit, get a job, buy a house, with your safe, secure job. There ain't no safe, secure jobs. You should have learned that during COVID. They are willing to lay off anybody, and they are willing to lay off you, and they will. They will fire you at some point because there's nobody working 30, 40 years. That hasn't happened in years. The baby boomers and the generation before that was the last generation. So your parents and your grandparents were the last ones who could count on retirement. In fact, when your grandparents retired, they had guaranteed paychecks at their house, guaranteed, and Social Security. But when your parents retire, they're gonna have to live off the 401k if there's anything in there. So they went from guaranteeing retirement in your grandparents' generation to you got to retire yourself in the 401k generation to, I'm sorry, we got nothing for you if you are 45 and under. You're in the, I'm sorry, we got nothing for you when you retire, right? So what are you going to do? How are you going to protect yourself? You're either going to be government dependent, which I don't recommend, or you're going to take care of yourself. I recommend you take care of yourself, right? So 80% of America are in a bad financial position, cannot solve a $1,000 emergency today. Can't solve it. Well, what does that mean? That means that, number one, the cost of living is way too high. The average person can't afford it. My advice to you, don't be average. Number two, right? Number two, there's too much money in the economy flooding everything, driving inflation and greed through the roof, right? And number three, what are you going to do about it? So you have a choice. You can take care of yourself and be self-reliant, self-dependent, or you can be government dependent, right? But my advice to you is don't be dependent on anybody. Put yourself in a position where you can take care of yourself. So I grew up in a home where we were poor always. We never knew what it was like to have more than enough. We never knew what it was like to live in abundance. It was always every day lack. Every day, L-A-C-K, lack, lack, lack. That's all we knew is there probably won't be enough. There's not enough for everybody, right? And when you get that mental attitude, it disrupts everything. It takes years. It took me years to get past that, 30 years or so before I started understanding, wait a minute, there's an abundance of money. Why did we never have any? There's an abundance of food. Why were we always short? There's abundance of good homes. How come we never had one? There's an abundance of good neighborhoods, good schools, good clothes, good food. How come we lacked all of that? And so I ask those questions now that I'm older, so that now for my family, I want them to focus on abundance. I don't want them to focus on lack. I only want them to focus on more, more, more. Living in abundance, there's always enough, right? As opposed to there's never enough. But I guarantee you, if your life consists of you and everything that you do revolves around your paycheck, then whether you believe it or not, you're focused on lack because you don't, and you're subconsciously, that's even worse. You're subconsciously focused on lack. It's programmed in you and you're not even paying attention because you've been desensitized, right? That check keeps coming in. You don't think about anything outside of that because you feel secure. And then all of a sudden they show up and snatch that check from you. And now you're in an emergency where you got to figure everything out at one time just to set yourself free so you don't lose everything. I'm telling you, that ain't a good way to live. So what do I recommend? Glad you asked. I want you to focus. You can keep your job. You don't have to change anything. But my advice to you is start focusing on how to make money away from your job. Sure, keep your paycheck, but just in case something happens to your paycheck, you got to be prepared. You cannot be caught off guard, right? So in South Louisiana, we used to get I'm not there now, but we used to get hurricanes all the time. But you get about 3-4 days to prepare for a hurricane. Everybody go to the store, buy everything they can. If the hurricane is going to hit your area, you got to take all of your frozen meats out. You got to cook all of that because it's going to be lost. So you got to try to cook everything. You might go 2-3 weeks without power, living in the heat. And that's just the way it was, right? But after a while, you learn to be prepared so that next time the hurricane comes, you already know how to make it through and survive this hurricane. You already know, hey, I'm probably going to be 2 weeks without power. So I got to get this food out of the refrigerator. We got to cook it now. We got to eat it as we go, right? I know I need a bunch of canned goods. The stores won't be open. I know I need to get some gas in this vehicle. There will be no gas in the city. And I know I need some candles. The power's going to be out. And I know I need some batteries and on and on and on. I know I need some water, right? And you start prepping because you can see the storm coming, right? So I was there during Katrina. I was there during Andrew. I was there during I can't think of the last one's name, Gustav. I was there during all those hurricanes, right? I don't miss hurricanes, by the way. I'm glad I live in Dallas. I don't miss hurricanes, and I have not seen one tornado, so thank God. But and I've been here 5 years. So, but again, you want to be in the best position possible to change your life. By the way, hit thumbs up if this is helping you and if it's giving you value, and subscribe to the channel. But you don't want to always be paycheck dependent. So one of the ways that you remain in a broke and poor mindset, right? One of the ways that's guaranteed that you can keep your broken mindset, couple of things. If you want to maintain your broken mindset, right, then you need to focus on not seeing opportunities. So if you want to remain where you are, when opportunity presents itself, I need you to ignore it. Right? So you need to focus on not seeing opportunities, simply ignore it. In fact, that's a better word. I want you to focus on ignoring opportunities. So when an opportunity presents itself to you, just ignore it. So if you want to remain with a broke mindset and change nothing and stay in the struggle lane, here's how you do it. Number one, ignore opportunities. So when an opportunity presents itself to you, just ignore it. You know how it is when somebody you don't really like or don't really want to get to know, want to approach you and have a conversation with you, you simply kind of ignore them, right? You find a way to get out of it, right? And so if you want to stay in a broke mindset, just ignore opportunity. So when opportunities present themselves where you can change your mindset, flip the way you think about money, just completely ignore it. And you'll keep and maintain your broke mindset. It'll never go away, right? If you want to keep your broke mindset, focus on your job. Continue to make your boss, your CEO, your business owners rich, while you continue to do all the work and make the least amount. You're the one who does all the work on the job. You make the least amount. You don't ever see the boss working as hard as you. You probably don't even see the CEOs if you're at a big enough company, because they pass the work down to you. So you're the hustler, you're the grinder, you do all the work. Well, if you want to maintain your broke mindset, just keep focusing on your job and not on you. Right? Let all of the tension go to your job. Let all of your energy and your muscle go to your job. Let all of your mental capacity go to your job. I guarantee you this works. If you want to stay broke and keep that poor mindset, just ignore opportunity. Guarantee it's going to work. Focus on your job. Guarantee it's going to work. Guarantee it's going to work. Last thing, guarantee this will work. I promise you this will work. I'll bet anything that this works. Right? Focus on job. Ignore opportunity. Right? Guarantee this will work. You want to keep that broke mindset? Keep one income. Don't go do anything different than what you do now. You maintain that one income. If you do that, if you maintain that one income, I promise you, your life's going to stay the same. Your life's going to stay the same. There's no freedom. There's trading time for money. There's overworked, underpaid. There's the life of struggle. This is struggle life fast lane 101. You want to stay in the struggle life and never get out of the express lane? Some of you are in the express lane of struggle life. How do I know? Because I've been there. I know what it looks like. Right? When I pull up at the gas stations and I see a car parked to the side, and I've seen lately, I've seen too many. It's making me nervous. But I pull up to the QT down the street to put some gas in the car, and I see a truck pulled off to the side, and there's a bunch of clothing and everything in the back, and you can't see out the back windows, and the front seats are laid back, and there's somebody in each side. You know what they did? They focused on this. They ignored opportunity when opportunity presented itself. I guarantee you they did. At some point in their lives, opportunity knocked and said, hey, here's a different way you can go about doing that. Here's something else you can try. And they said no. Have you said no to opportunity? I did. Left me homeless. I guarantee you they focused on having that job. They devoted everything into that job, invested everything into the job, invested nothing into themselves. Their time, their energy, their weekends, everything they had available, they put into that job. They took it to work. They brought it home. They took it to church. They took it everywhere and brought it home. So the last thing they did, I guarantee they did, they were okay, satisfied with one income source. That one paycheck, that was enough. They never looked outside the box to see, hey, what's another way that I can make money just in case I lose this job? And then something happened one day and they lost everything. And that's how you end up living in your car. That's how I ended up living in my car. It ain't fun. So again, if you want to live in lack, have that broke mindset, do these things. They don't fail. Now that's an option. You're welcome to do these things. Or you can get rid of those things and you can focus on something different. You can shift your focus to a wealth plan. Now we're gonna have some fun. So now we're gonna shift our focus from struggle life, struggle lane to the wealth plan. We're gonna get in the wealth lane. You want to be in the express lane? Make it a wealth express lane. Go fast to the money, right? Like bees go fast to honey, you go fast to money, right? So in the wealth plan, your focus is gonna change. You're gonna seek. That means hunt down, chase it down, opportunity. Come on now. I'm preaching better than y'all amening. Seek opportunity. Now that I'm in the wealth plan lane, the express lane for wealth, I'm going to seek opportunity. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to seek it. I'm going to go out and look for it. Right? I'm going to go out and look for opportunity. What am I going to do next? I'm going to invest in myself. Yeah, I'm going to invest in me. I've given all this energy to this job, all my time, all my free time, all my weekend. My kids are growing up and I barely even see it. I don't want to live like that. I want my time back. I want my money back. I want my energy back. I want my life back. I want my freedom back. I'm going to invest in me. I put all this energy into the job making you rich. Now I'm going to put this energy into me making myself wealthy. So I'm going to invest in me. And then what am I going to get now? Passive income. I'm going after it. Why? Because passive income is freedom. I want freedom. So I'm going after the passive income. I want to create you, and you might be on there right now going, Sean, I want to create something where I can change the way I live, set myself free, and set my family free. When I leave this world, I want money that outlives me, that's still here and taking care of my family. And that's the position I want to be in. And I know that's the position you want to be in. But look, if we're working 24/7, there's no time to do these things. There's no time to put energy and time and resources into changing your life. Right? And so I don't want you to be stuck. I don't want you to feel like, man, I'm living a life I don't even want. And if anything happens to me today and I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to regret the life I've lived. I'm going to wish I could go back and do it over. And I don't want to be that guy. And I know you don't want to be that person, right? And so we're going to focus on passive income. And what I'm going to do is show you that you don't always have to use a job to get paid. You don't always have to sell your time at work to make money. I'm going to teach you 3 things that's going to change your life. And this is simple. The reason I make it 3, well, that number 1, that's all it requires. And number 2, 3 is simple enough, right? So I teach you how to use only your smartphone. That's all you need. I don't use anything else. I just use my phone. I'm going to teach you how to book, take a deposit, and dispatch. Somebody put in the comments my reference to Uber the other day, and Uber does this to the tune of billions of dollars a year. Not millions, billions. If they made $1 million a day, they would be disappointed. A day. I teach you how to book, take a deposit, dispatch the work. I only teach you 3 things because it's very simple. If it was 4, I might not remember it. I might not do as well. But I'm going to teach you how to book a customer, take a deposit, get paid, and then dispatch the work to someone else who does the work. Only thing you need to be able to do this is your smartphone. That's it. If you have a phone, then you can book, take a deposit, get yourself paid, and then you can dispatch the work. Now, you know what I love about this most? Is that you don't have to leave the house to do it, right? So yesterday, full transparency, because you know I come on here and tell you the truth. When I first started this business, I didn't make $1 million. I didn't make 6 figures. I didn't make any of that. My first year in business, 2020, I only did $77,000 for that year. That's all I did. I was hoping to do more, but that's all I did. But that was a year of learning. Year 2, I'm not going to go through every one of them. I did 140 because I finally understood a little bit about what I was doing. And 22 was great. 23 was great. My goal for 2024, $350,000. And I have no doubt we're going to hit that goal. But that's my goal for this year, to clear $350,000 with my middleman business. Now, what is a middleman business, you ask? Okay, here we go. A middleman business does 3 things. They find a customer. This is so easy. I wish they would have taught this in school. Our children would be rich instead of struggling, right? A customer, an ISP, which is a service provider, and then a middleman. All right. That's the middleman business structure. A customer, a middleman, and an ISP, which some people call contractors, which is fine. I call them service professionals, right? And the reason I do that is because I don't want them to think of themselves as contractors. I want them to think of themselves as service professionals. That's why I tell them they're service professionals. Hey, you're pros at what you do. You're good at this. You're great at this. Keep doing you. I'll keep doing me. We'll both get paid, right? So yesterday with my business, because when I made 77K in the first year, just to be honest, some days I made $300. Some days I made $1,500. That is a big variation, but it just depends on how many calls came in. So I was taking about $150 per call. Some days I would get 10 bookings. Some days I would get 2, right? But even the days when I got 2, $300 wasn't bad for a guy that was sitting in the house, watching television, cleaning the house, doing chores, and still answered the phone twice and got $300. Wasn't bad. In fact, there were some days where I would take $500 deposit, just depends on how big the job was. So I teach you on average how to take $150 on average. So just using those numbers, and by the way, I have students that's booking $250 jobs. Now, this is crazy because I told my wife this. I said, sweetheart, baby, you know that, by the way, my wife is semi-retired. So I told her I got to get her on video sometimes. She don't want to come on here, but we got to get her used to that. So y'all just write something, say, hey, we want to meet your wife in the comments and I'll show it to her. And then we'll get on here because my wife is semi-retired. So at the beginning of this year, after doing the business for 3 years, I told her she can retire, but she likes what she does. She's a dental hygienist. She cleans teeth and keep them all pretty, right? And she does mine too. And so, and she was like, all right, I'm not going to fully retire. So what she does is she works about 1 or 2 days a week, but that's up to her. We don't need her paycheck. But something that I don't know if you guys are in the medical industry, you know that she was telling me something about you have to work a little just to keep the license active or whatever, right? And I don't know about all that stuff, but you guys might know what I'm talking about if you're a nurse or something like that. And but she'll work 1 or 2 days out of the week if she wants to. And that's fine with me. She doesn't work hard. We don't need her paycheck. So she's free to do whatever she wants. And I don't mind her working hard. She's young enough where she can still be active. But my goal was to make sure she understood we didn't need her paycheck. Right. And so some days 300, some days 1500. It varies. And that's fine. By the way, hit thumbs up if this is giving you value and you like what you're hearing and you want me to give some more advice. So companies go out because I teach you to do about 150 a day, but I have students that's doing 250 a day. And I told my wife, I was like, this is crazy. I'm teaching them how to do it. And some of these guys are getting 250 on average. I know I got middleman people out in certain areas of the country, including out in Atlanta, and they're doing $250 deposits, which is fine with me. I love hearing the good news. And so these guys are killing it. They'll be way ahead of my pace, but that's fine. That's the whole purpose of me having this channel, sharing this content with you, because for the past 3 years and a couple months, all I've been doing is sitting on my couch, chilling at home, and middlemaning, running a middleman business from my phone. Guys, the days of going to the office are done. The days of working hard to make a little money are done. You don't have to do any of that. It ain't even necessary anymore, right? Now, don't quit your job until your middleman income replaces your job. Hopefully you can do it within a year, right? You can walk into the office and instead of them firing you, you can fire them. Do it nicely. But you can create a business because for a lot of you, if you make $77,000 a year, that's probably more than you make now. Or you can keep your job, do this part-time, because I only do it part-time. And yesterday, just being honest with you, just yesterday alone, I closed four customers at the 150 mark. So 4 customers. I wish I could tell you I closed 10 yesterday, but I didn't. I only closed 4, right? And what I do is I middleman the moving industry, the cleaning industry, and then we're about to middleman the website industry. Now, the beauty is I'm in multiple industries. I don't do any of the work. All I do is find an ISP, a service professional in that industry, and then I go get the work. We set up agreements. We set up a relationship. We set up a dispatch system. Once I book the job and I take my deposit, I send the work to them. They go do all the fun stuff. I go to the beach. Well, I'm in Dallas. There's no beach, but when I'm in Miami, I'll go to the beach. Or I'm here in Dallas, I'll go hang out in the city. So, but again, my goal is not to have to do the work. I've done the work. It ain't fun. I'd rather send you the work, let you do the work, and I get paid. So you'll take your deposit commission right there. We call it a DC, deposit commission. Yesterday I did 4, which resulted in $600 a day for me yesterday. Right? So $600 from my house while doing whatever I want to do ain't bad. They're $60 an hour. I'm sorry, $600 on a regular job, on a regular 8-hour job is what? Somebody do the math because I can't. I could probably do it in my head, but it might take a second. What's 600? Somebody put a comment, but it's gone. I don't know what happened. If you had a question or comment, or if you have one, drop it now because I'm not going to be on here long. If you have a question or comment, put it in the comments right now, and I'll try to get to it. And if this makes sense to you guys, hit the thumbs up. So, what is 8 divided by 600? Can somebody do that for me? I'm guessing it's about, let's see. 8 divided by 600. Does anybody know that? Because I don't want to switch off my phone to get to the calculator, but 8 divided by 600. All right, let's do the math. So 8, 600. If we do about 10, about. So roughly about, I'd say about $75 an hour. So at home yesterday, for about an 8-hour shift of really doing whatever I want to do, I ended up going to the gym, playing basketball, walking in the neighborhood, enjoying the day, going to the store, doing some shopping. Because as long as I have my phone with me, I can make money, right? Because I was getting text messages. Hey, I need a quote, book it through text. Get an email. Hey, I need a quote, book it through an email. Customer may or may not call. Most of them like to text and email. And I made about $75 an hour on yesterday. And I never left the house. Well, I did for a little while, but I didn't have to, not to do work. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, number one, your job's not safe. Number two, you need to find a way to protect yourself just in case you lose your only source of income. The way you do that is by investing in yourself, taking advantage of an opportunity, and creating another source of income using only your phone. Guys, I can't really think of a better way. We do everything on our phones except make money. Use your phone the way it uses you. Use your phone to make money, right? We have phones and we don't even make enough money on the phones to pay the phone bill. We got to change that. These phones are powerful. So I'm not mad. $75 an hour for sitting home or go and do chores and still make money. That's easy work to me. I booked at least 2 jobs yesterday through email. I never even talked to the customer. Don't know what they sound like. And so I teach you how to do this. So I teach you how to, first of all, we go through what industry you want to choose, right? So I teach you how to set up your business, how to set up a middleman business, thrive and make money. And you're going to go through whatever industry you want to go to. So we'll have some industries you could consider. I have my favorites, and you can choose an industry that you want to get into. You might say, hey, I want to get into the heat and the AC because I want to take big deposits. I want to get into roofing, and I want to get into home cleaning. I want to get into moving. I want to get into pressure washing. I want to get into window cleaning. I want to get into, there's so many of them. I can't even think of them all right now, but there's a bunch of industries that you can get into. And then eventually, after you learn how to do the work and how the business is structured and runs, then you go into another industry. So I didn't get into 2 at once. I got into 1 at once, right? And so after I learned how the business worked, oh, this is how the business worked. I found a customer, get paid, and then I dispatched to someone else. And when I got good at that, I said, all right, let me get into another industry. So we went into home cleaning. And I do home cleaning in Jacksonville. My company set up in Jacksonville because that's a hot market for home cleaning. And I don't live in Jacksonville. I don't even go to Jacksonville. So you can register your business anywhere in the country and make money in any city. You could be right there, right now in Atlanta, Georgia, and have moving services in Los Angeles, California. Because all you're doing is collecting information, getting paid, and then sending the work to people in California. That's got nothing to do with you. You don't have to go out there and work. You don't have to do any of that. You've already gotten paid. To me, that's exciting news, and that's what these phones allow you to do. So if this makes sense and giving you value, hit the thumbs up, let me know. If you have a question or comment, drop it because I'm about to get off. But again, I'm going to teach you to choose an industry that you like, do one, and then after maybe 90 days or something like that, we'll start doing more. You'll make more and more money. So if you made 50 grand in one industry, by the time you get 3 industries, you'll bet 150 a year, right? But you got to put in that work because I can't do it for you, but I'll help you as much as I can, walk you through the process as much as I can, and try to change your life. So hit thumbs up. Let me know if this is giving you value. Let me know if this is blessing you. I hope it is, right? And so I'm going to teach you 3 things because, guys, look, you're out there working hard and making a little money. Nobody's going to pay you what you're worth. Nobody. because nobody knows how valuable you are. These companies don't care how valuable you are. That's why they never want to give you a raise. They never want to pay you what you're worth. And you know you're worth more. So why leave your future and your children's future and your family's future in the hands of a job that doesn't even care about you? Didn't Chris Brown say it? These jobs ain't loyal, or something like that, right? And so me, for the past 4 years, well, 3.5 years, something like that, I've been living my best life, not having to put in all the hard work. I got muscles, but I don't have to use them. I get to work out, stay in shape, hit the stores, spend time with the wife, go to dinner, go to lunch, have all the fun we want to have, live in a beautiful home, beautiful neighborhoods, kids in an awesome daycare, going to a better school. I would never have dreamed of this just a few years ago when I was homeless. But here I am today in Dallas, Texas, with me and my family living our best life, with a wife who doesn't have to work anymore, because I was able to successfully build a middleman business. Does it make me $1 million a year? I wish I could say yes, but no, I haven't made $1 million a year. I know that's what everybody's talking about online, but I'm just going to keep it real. I haven't. I would love to, but I haven't yet. My goal for this year is $350K, right? I'm okay with $350,000 a year without having to do hard work, without having to leave my house, in my pajamas while I'm sleeping. That works for me because I like my time. As long as I don't have to go to work and sell all my time, my whole life, I got to sell it to you just for this little measly salary where I barely get by. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm making 70, 80,000 a year and I'm paycheck to paycheck. What am I going to give my kids? If something happens to me, what does that leave them with? I got nothing, they got nothing. And so that's not a good feeling to me. I want to protect those who are around me and who come after me. So I think about this stuff. My son's 3.5 years old. I think about his family 30 years from now. Hey, he's going to have kids. I want to build something that'll take care of them. How do you do it? You build a middleman business from your couch using only your phone. That's all it is. It ain't rocket science. I don't know anything about rockets, and I hate science. Right? And all I want to do is teach you. It's very simple. It's very easy. When I say anybody can do this, anybody can do this. By the time my son, who's 3.5, by the time he's 6, 7 years old, he'll know how to do this. And I'm going to teach him how to do it so he can run his own business. You know, you'll never need money as long as there's a service provider who needs a customer. You'll never need money. There's a company out there that's worth billions of dollars. You know what they do? This. There's many companies do this. Ever heard of Uber? Yep. Ever heard of Airbnb? I know you have. These are prominent companies. All they do is book a customer, get paid, and then let somebody else do the work, right? Uber finds someone who says, hey, I need a ride. Then they find a driver who says, hey, I'll give you a ride and I'll drive you around. And then Uber says, bet. You guys meet each other. As soon as a transaction is made, we get paid. We collect our commission. Airbnb, they don't own the house. They don't own the person looking for the house. They just built a platform where they can meet, and then Airbnb makes money. Every time a connection is made, they get paid. Well, I got news for you. Every time a connection is made, you get paid. Yesterday, I made 4 connections. Not bad. I wish I could have made 10. But I made 4 connections, $150 deposit on each one, left me with $600 in one day. One day. My Stripe account yesterday, because I have Stripe, you guys can have PayPal, you can have Stripe, you can have a lot of different options. When I train you in my masterclass, I teach you all of that stuff. I teach you your scripts. I show you the industries. We give you an industry breakdown so you can choose the industry you want to get in. One big clue that helps a lot, if you know someone who already has a business in a certain industry, it's probably a good place to start because you already have a good service professional. And all you got to do is funnel them work. And that's it. And then you start growing and getting more and more ISPs because you're getting more and more work. And now if you're making $150 per customer close, per booking, all of a sudden you might have a day where you make 5 of these and you're at $750 in a day. For a lot of you, that was your week or 2 week paycheck not long ago. I want to show you how to do it in a day. Now, I can't guarantee it. All I can do is give you the information I have and then say, you got to go work this thing, right? And so that's the best thing I can give you. I hope it blesses you. I got some good news too before I get off here. I'm going to be doing Thursday night. I'm going to be doing at 7 p.m. Texas time a live free Zoom training. And I'm going to walk you through this step by step so that you can take steps to set up your own middleman business and start getting paid ASAP. I have students, as soon as they finish their training, next day they're making money. That excites me, right? One of my guys hit me up. He's on pace to do $3,000 this month. Not bad. And I was like, hey, what's the best thing about, somebody said, I'll be there tomorrow. Hey, I appreciate it. And guys, I always like to tell you, because I like to be straight up. I got a family, I got kids. I ain't going to get on here and lie to you. That ain't what I do. If you want to be lied to, you want to be misled, you got to go to those other channels. I'm not your guy. That's just not in me. I don't want to do it like that. I'll tell you the truth so that you can know and understand how it really works. So I'm telling you, I can teach you this, but you're going to have to go do it. I can't do it for you. But if you do it, I promise you, you're going to have success. I guarantee it. How can I guarantee that? Because people like to say, you can't guarantee. Yes, I can. I can guarantee you that if you do the work, you'll get the results. Guarantee it. The reason I know that is because results are 100% guaranteed. Did I say that too fast? Results are 100% guaranteed. What do I mean by that? Well, if you put in the work, the results don't have a choice. See, I don't give results a decision to make. I don't let the results decide, should I, shouldn't I? When I was overweight, when I was like, I don't know, like 205, 210 or something like that, way past where I should be, because I like to eat. I'm a South Louisiana boy. And I was like, I got to do something about it. I was telling my wife, it's like, hey, I got to do something about it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to put in that work. Yes, it's hot here in Dallas, but I'm going to get out and do that work. And so, bam, just like that, I started getting out, moving around, exercise, doing the work. And you know what happened? The weight fell off. The weight fell off. How did that happen? Well, the weight didn't have a choice, because guess what? Sean put in the work. I'm telling you, if you commit to putting in the work, if you just put in the work, the results are guaranteed. The only catch is, are you willing to put in the work? If you take a seed, plant it in the ground, and you nurture it, you take care of it, you kiss it, you read it bedtime stories, you take care of it, you love on it, you give it some sunlight, you give it some water, you give it some plant growth, you give it everything that you need. If you do that, I promise you the seed's going to grow into a tree and produce fruit. But it cannot produce fruit, the fruit right here being passive income and freedom to have control of your life again, because that's what life's about. They say it's about money. It ain't. It's about time. The one thing you're going to run out of and can't get back. If you don't think time's more important than money, then I'll write you a check today for $500,000. I'll put your name on it, and you could go to the bank, and it's going to clear. I'll send you to the bank right now. $500,000. I'll let my wife know, because she keep all the money. I'll let my wife know, write you a check for 500 grand. You can go to the bank right now, and I promise you it's going to clear. But as soon as you cash it, you run out of time. Time's up. Who's going to cash it now? Okay, let's put 5 million. That one ain't going to clear. But let's say 5 million, 5 billion, 5 trillion, whatever, however many zeros you want to see on the check. The only catch is, as soon as you cash the check, you die. Who's going to cash the check? Exactly. There's no amount of money that I can put on that check where you'll cash it. None. You know why? Because intrinsically, without even thinking about it, we know that time is more important than any amount of money. No amount of money can afford time. That's why I keep telling you guys that if you go through life selling all your time, you're not going to have any time left. These jobs ain't loyal. The great philosopher Chris Brown said it, or something like that. I hope y'all tracking, right? Y'all tracking what I'm saying? If you ain't tracking, you're lacking, okay? But I'm telling you the truth. Somebody asked, could I record it? Let me see. Is that what it said? Can you record it? I promise you, G Diggity, I'm going to try. I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to do it because I tried it last time and it did not work. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not a tech geek. I'll try to figure it out, but I can't promise it. But all I can say is we're going to be on live at 7 o'clock. If you guys give me just not even an hour, just give me 45 minutes. I'm going to teach you how to build this business using your phone. What do you need to be eligible to create your own middleman business? What's that in your hand? A phone? Okay. You're eligible. Right? You're eligible. You want to make more money without always having to go to work? Good. Me too. You're eligible. You want to have financial freedom and live the best life you can live, your blessed life, not your stress life? You're eligible. You qualify. The other thing is, are you willing to put in that work? I'll be honest with you. It's a 6-hour training that I got in place that'll change your life. If you're not willing to do the work though, and you're lazy and you talk about stuff you want, but you don't do the things that it takes to get the life you want, this class ain't for you. Keep your money. I don't want it. Fair enough? If you think you can make a millionaire overnight with this training, not for you. But if you want to make enough money so that you can be free, financially free, make better decisions, put your family and yourself in a better position, and hopefully change your life very soon, then yes, this is for you, if you're willing to put in that work, right? So all I'm going to teach you guys, again, teach you how to book, deposit, and dispatch. You're going to do the same thing Uber does. Find a customer, match the customer with the company, get paid in the middle. Gap pay, take your deposit commission. This, my friend, is the middle. And that's where you want to be, between the customer and the company, not doing any of the work, just processing the work, getting paid. There are 3 ways you can do it. You can email, text message, or get a call from the customer. They're going to reach out to you to get a quote. That's all they're going to do. You're going to give them a quote. They're going to love it. You're going to set them up, take all their information, book the job, take your deposit, going to go into your account, and then you're going to send the work to somebody else. They're going to go out and do it. And you're just going to repeat the process. It's that easy. All right. So if you guys want to be in the Zoom tomorrow night, here's what you do. Write middleman in the comments. One word, middleman. Write middleman in the comments, and you guys will be in the Zoom tomorrow night. I'm about to end this video, so you can write middleman in this one, or you could go back to one of my previous videos and just type middleman in the comments. You'll get an invite, and then I'll see you in the training tomorrow. All right, guys, have a blessed and peaceful